Hey, hockey fans, welcome back for our third episode of Gloves Off. I'm your host, Kendall Skalicki.
And I'm your host, Ibrahim Ture. Kendall and I are very excited to bring on number 20 from the Penn State men's hockey team, Ture Linden. What's up, dog? How you doing this morning, man?
What's going on? That sounded great. Thanks for having me, guys.
I try, man. I try. You get any breakfast in today, dog?
Yeah, I've actually had two breakfasts. Had some oatmeal and a coffee before workout, and then I had some eggs and bagel after, so feeling pretty good. And a protein shake, so
What's
that was
your
nice.
type of bagel?
Oh, I switch off between everything and cinnamon raisin, so it kind of depends on the mood.
Cinnamon raisin. That's kind of odd. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I like it. I like some jelly, like some sugar in the morning, so.
You ever had it with just like cream cheese and jelly?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Both,
like,
yeah.
Oh my
You mash them
God.
together or you have them separate?
Oh, no, you gotta mash them together.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes. Strawberry jelly?
I gotta go with grape. Grape. But I'm gonna tell you something though. You ever had cream cheese with bacon?
I have, yeah. I like a bacon, egg, and cheese with cream cheese too.
Oh, that's tough though. You come.
Yeah.
And I cannot jump in on this conversation. I'm like a texture person, so that like grosses me out.
Ooh.
Anyways, talking about this weekend, we both three of us watched the Super Bowl, correct?
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Eagles fans?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Ebe?
I'm a Giants fan.
Oh God! All right.
I'm a Giants fan, but I was rooting for the Eagles. I go to Penn State. They're on the East Coast. They're in
I
Pennsylvania.
go to Penn.
And I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. Like I'm a big fan of his story. You know, Alabama, Oklahoma, Heisman candidate. He's in the league now, leading his team to the Super Bowl. So you had to root for Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think it's a cool story too. I'm not really a huge football fan, but my grandma and my uncle live in South Jersey, so they're big Eagles fans. So I was kind of rooting for the Eagles for them, and like the underdog story, like you said about Jalen.
Opinions on the holding call?
It was a holding. He went on Twitter and admitted it. He was like, "Congratulations."
I think
you
he was
guys."
just trying to be a good sport. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter though, even if it was holding. Like he couldn't have caught the ball anyway.
Yeah, and the ball wasn't even thrown like at that point, but it was just like, because it was evidently kind of clear that he was holding on. I feel like that's what made the refs like throw the flag and make the call.
I just feel like
Yeah.
it ruined it. Like even if I was a Chiefs fan, like it wasn't even exciting. It just ruined the game.
It's kind of like the game they had previous when they got the late hit out of bounds and then they were able to move up 15 yards and kick the field goal and win the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the refs are rooting for the Chiefs to win.
I think he showed a lot of character though, coming out and saying that it was a penalty. Like that's pretty big of him.
Yeah, I agree. Opinions on Rihanna? I've heard mixed. I thought she was great, and she's pregnant. Like I if she wasn't pregnant, I would have said it was like not great, but I liked it.
So I'm afraid of heights, so that part kind of freaked me out when she was up there. Like I really didn't want her to start dancing and then something bad to happen. So that kind of freaked me out, but I thought she was great. Really liked the performance. I like her music a lot. We actually listened to it in the gym the next morning. So we were all feeling Rihanna for sure.
Yeah, she played 13 bangers in 14 minutes. And I'm a Rihanna stan. Like, her song Work, one of my favorite songs. But the thing is, I didn't know she was pregnant till maybe, like, 20 minutes after, like, the halftime show.
I realized like a few minutes in, I was like, something looks off.
I thought so, too, but I didn't know how recently she had given birth to her other baby.
I didn't even know she had another
For
baby.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, with A$AP Rocky. And I didn't know, and I'm thinking maybe that's just, like, the post-baby fast. She just recently gave birth.
True.
But then it's been a year, so
I wonder if they knew she was pregnant when they scheduled her.
Somebody told me that it's like a year out in advance, so I don't think they did.
Oh, jeez.
But I think it just adds more of a storyline, so maybe even more viewers. So it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
who do you think they should have next year?
So I'm a country guy, so I'd love to see Morgan Wallen.
Yay.
They had Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, he's
sing the
good.
national anthem. He was good.
Yeah, he's really good. I like Luke Combs too, or like an old I don't know, someone like an old rock star. Like I remember they had Prince like a few years ago, and that was pretty sweet. I thought
I think Bruce Springsteen would be cool.
Bruce Springsteen would be awesome.
Did
Wait.
you see Carrie Underwood perform at the BJC this past week?
No, I didn't. Were you there?
No, I
Were
wanted
you?
to be there though.
I
Sounded good.
Me and my roommates and my roommate's boyfriend were arguing over this because he is a country guy and he was saying like Luke Combs should do it, and we were fighting because I just feel like he's not big enough to do that. I feel like Morgan Wallen potentially could, but it would have to be like with someone else. As much as
Yeah.
I like him, I just don't think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it'd be sweet if they had like a few of those guys come out. Like, why not get a few performers to come out and play their best hits? Like, I thought Jay-Z or someone was going to come on with Rihanna.
Yeah.
I swear I thought maybe Kanye would come out when.
That's what we thought when they started playing that song. I was like, there's no way
There's
he's
no
about to
way.
come
Yeah.
out.
They're gonna bring Kanye.
That's a good song. What song was that?
All the Lights.
It's All the Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Lights, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
on
that
pregame.
game was unfortunate. But so anyway, where did Ture come from? Because I think that is the coolest name I've ever. I'm one of those crazy people that literally have like baby names in my notes so that I remember. And I literally put Ture in there as soon as I heard your name. I was like, that is the coolest name.
That's funny.
He's like, you're a
So-
creep.
No. My parents had an agreement where my dad would name the boys and my mom would name the girls. So my dad's from Sweden, so obviously he wanted a name like a Swedish name. And my great-grandfather played professional soccer in Sweden, and his name was Ture, and his last name was Waldenberg. So I actually got his first name and his last name as my middle name.
Oh,
So
cool.
I just kept the initial. It's not actually Waldenberg. That would be a lot to write down, but yeah, it's Ture W. Linden. After him, he was my dad's idol growing up. So
Yeah, I think it's so cool. What are your siblings' names? I'm curious.
yeah, so my mom is Italian. So Isabella is the older sister, and then Vicenta is the younger one, which is Spanish, which is my mom's great aunt's name, and then we call her Vivi, and we call Isabella Bella, obviously, but Bella was before the whole Twilight thing, so Bella's like a really common name now, but when she was a baby, it actually wasn't.
Yeah.
My parents wanted all uncommon names, obviously, so it's kind of weird how that became a common name after that movie, but
Yeah,
So having the Sweden name, do you speak Sweden? Is that what they speak out there?
Swedish.
Swedish,
Swedish?
yeah. So when I was 14, I was kind of at like a turning point where like I had to make a decision to get out of Virginia for hockey. So I was going to go play over in Sweden actually because my dad knew a coach over there at 15, and my mom was like, hell no, like you're not going to Sweden at 15. It's way too young and way too far away from home, so I went to boarding school instead. But I started like Rosetta Stone right before that to try and learn as much as I could. And I picked up a good bit, but over the years I've definitely lost most of it. And we haven't been back. Actually, my family's back this summer. I couldn't go, but we haven't been back since 2018, so it's been a long time.
Jeez, like, can you like off the top of your head say anything in like Swedish?
Yeah, like Jag heter Ture.
What does
like,
that mean?
My name is Tor.
Perfect. So you're having a great season so far with 7 goals and 14 assists. Do you want to tell us how everything's been going so far and how you've been feeling? I just bunked my head on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I definitely think, like, in the recruiting process, like, I saw that Penn State had most of the team returning, and I think anytime that happens in college hockey, like, it means you're going to be pretty good or better than last year, so that was exciting for me, and then, like, seeing how much talent was on this team was really cool, and I felt like there was a spot for me to kind of fill as well, and some really talented players to play with, so I think that was the biggest thing, is to set myself up and try and win, because obviously the farther you go, it's not only fun winning, but it's good for professional aspects as well.
So like speaking about the recruiting process, what was that process like, and like how did you end up at Penn State?
Yeah, so it was different because obviously the rules have changed where now you can have a free transfer, and I was a grad transfer, and I had a really good year last year, so I was actually not a very high recruit coming into college, but as a grad transfer, I definitely was, and it was tough kind of narrowing down schools, but ultimately, like, Penn State is the closest to home, for one. My best friend growing up was the captain here a couple years ago, Alex Limoges, and I've been here to visit. Like, I was comfortable with it. I've heard really good things about the coaches. I knew a couple guys on the team through Alex, so that all really helped kind of making my decision easier, and also, like, at RPI last year, we weren't allowing fans in the building. so I wanted to play in front of a big crowd. My parents couldn't even watch me play last year at home, so I really wanted them to watch a lot of games, and it's 3.5 hours. They're up for every home game, so that's really special. My sisters have both seen me play for the first time in years, like, so that's been kind of a dream come true for me, and also seeing, them see me play in front of a sold out crowd, like our atmosphere is incredible. So really happy with it.
I mean, yeah, like not going from not being highly recruited to now playing in like the most competitive hockey conference like in the nation, like that's big time.
Yeah, I didn't have I had 2 offers out of juniors, and I aged out, so I took it to the max of years I could play. I didn't have the most interest. I wasn't a flashy player, so I kind of had to earn it in college, and I'm really happy I stuck with it and worked hard and got to where I am.
Can you do a 5th year if you want to or no?
So this actually is my 5th year. So yeah, for some reason I'm listed on the roster as a senior. I think
I was
that's
gonna
because
say I just looked at it.
Yeah, I think that's because of a COVID year. They didn't count it.
Okay.
But this is my last year because I did. So my junior year we didn't play.
Okay.
At RPI, and then I played my senior year, and then I had 1 more year to transfer.
Oh, so you were able to keep that extra year of eligibility because of COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Because I was told that they did that with like a bunch of like the fall sports, and hockey kind of falls in between like a weird spot. Is it like an indoor winter, or is it like an early spring?
Yeah, it's kind of both.
It's kind of both.
It's kind of fall and winter, but then it goes into April.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say I feel like you guys are like most of the year.
Yeah.
So what do you, not to put you on the spot, but what do you think the coming years look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's play at the highest level I can for as long as possible. Like, obviously, my background is I'm Swedish, so it would be a dream of mine to play in Sweden.
That's so cool.
I have a lot of family over there, and I'm actually working on getting my passport, my Swedish passport, so that would help me a lot actually with the import rules and everything. But yeah, I'd love to play here for a few years and try and make it, and then go over to Europe, and wherever I end up is it's a dream. So professional hockey in general is a dream. So I'll be pretty happy wherever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You ever think about becoming like a dual citizen out in Sweden?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I applied at the embassy for that. I was a little late. I wish I did it earlier, but it should get done. Like I should be able to do it because of my dad and my background.
What would you say is the biggest difference culture-wise between here and over there?
Ooh.
I've never been over there. I want to go to Europe so bad.
Yeah, so I'm really jealous of a lot of things in Sweden. Like I just feel like it's cleaner, and like their food is cleaner, whereas like it's just more natural. Like it's very common that people have their own gardens out back. Like my aunts have a garden out back, and they make like jellies and juices out of the stuff out back, like lingonberries. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's like my favorite berry in the world. It's so good.
I don't know what that is.
They make it into a juice. They make it into jam. They put it on cakes. Like
Ooh.
I don't know.
It tastes like it's like a grape type.
So
deal.
it's like a cranberry, but it's more sour. It's interesting, but you can get it at IKEA. I don't know if you've ever been to IKEA, but
like the hardware store, like technology?
Yeah, they have like a food court. It's unbelievable. It's seriously.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's like one of my favorite like places to eat, to be honest. It's IKEA.
IKEA. Okay, that's interesting. Very cool though. I want to go there so bad. But tell us a little bit about your clothing brand.
Yeah. So that started last year because NIL just started last year. It was kind of like a fluke thing because we have this golf event at RPI where like sponsors and like fans and alumni will come. And I knew there was a couple companies that were going to be there, and I knew about the new NIL rules. So there's a clothing company there, and I saw them, and I was like, "Hey, I'm Ture. Like, I think I'd be a great ambassador for your brand if you're interested. Like, I really like your clothes and everything. Like, give me a call if you're interested." And turns out they actually called my coach and was like, "Who's the best rep for our line here?" And he gave a great rep for me, and then it kind of got started from there. I kind of wore some of their clothes around and kind of tried to make a big deal out of it. And then they asked me if I wanted to create my own line, and that was pretty cool because growing up, like I don't know about you guys, but I would like create like T-shirts for like birthdays and stuff. I thought it was really cool. Like for my parents, I'd like make them a T-shirt or something. So I got to do that in kind of like a real world situation, and then like fans and friends and family would like buy my clothes. It was just like a pretty cool like experience for me. And then I obviously coming here, I was like, this is a much bigger school, right? Bigger market, could be really cool. Expand to more people, and I tried to make it more like Penn State themed. I'm actually wearing the hat right now.
Oh.
I see. Is that your logo on the side?
Yeah, is it on this side? Or the
Yeah.
other side?
Yeah, this side.
Yeah, this side. I tried to make it like a golf hat kind of. But yeah, it's been pretty cool, and it's a really good quality clothes, and just kind of something fun and something to remember about my hockey career and about college and everything.
For those listening, where can they get your merchandise at?
So it was a pop-up shop, and I don't have much left, but I have some of these hats. I have the winter beanies, and then I have a couple of the loungers left. And you'll just have to DM me for them because I have them all on hand now. I don't have the website anymore. I saw that you have your own stuff too, though, online. Is that right?
Yeah, just a couple things. I got like slippers, hoodies,
Oh.
shirts, water bottles. It's kind of like the same process as well. They kind of came to the football team and say, hey, we can get you these. You guys get a certain amount of percentage. Just send the links out to your family, your friends, and have them purchase it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's sweet. It's a pretty cool experience, and like you'll get to keep that stuff. Remember it for
Honestly.
after.
It's a really cool thing to be interested in.
Mhm.
That's like a fun hobby.
Like a small little entrepreneurship.
Yeah, side
Yeah,
hustle.
exactly. Like I was a business student, so like it's pretty cool for me to kind of get to experience that realistically and like have my own little business in a way, I guess.
I
Yeah,
got you.
that's
But
very neat.
to kind of go back and like shift our focus back to hockey, like what's like your pre-practice routine like compared to like your pre-game routine?
Pre-practice versus pre-game. That's interesting.
Like for example, I'd have like a rice with some lettuce and some tuna like before practices because like you get your protein, carbs,
Yeah.
some colors. Pre-game
True.
is kind of like waffle, like little stinger waffle, some gummies,
Some
Gatorades,
gummies.
PB&Js.
Yeah. I think for me, like I'm someone who needs to eat a lot for some reason. So like even today for practice, like I've already had 2 breakfasts and then I'm gonna have lunch and then I'm gonna practice. So we have Subway right at the rink. I'll get Subway a lot. Or I'll make like some type of egg sandwich or an omelet, or we always have smoothies too, something like that. And then always a coffee. Before games, like I'll eat pregame meal twice. So I'll eat it at 12 with the guys,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
I'll take another plate, and then I'll eat it right
Twice.
before I come to the rink at 4.
Do you eat during the game? I forget who was telling me that like they're like, oh, between periods we're like eating, and I was like, that makes me nauseous. I was like shocked.
Yeah, but they're just little like gels. Like I'll have like energy gels or
Yeah.
like one of those little waffles you just talked about. Like something small like that. I can't really eat during the game, or else it's like
Yeah,
upsetting
that's
your
what I would
stomach.
think. That's crazy though. I think if I had one wish, it would be able to like eat whatever I want. Like if I eat
Yeah.
a piece of pizza past 8 o'clock, like it's over for 2 days. Like it's not fair that you
Yeah.
guys can eat like that.
Dairy kind of does it to me as well.
What does?
Dairy. Like,
Yeah.
I'll still eat ice cream though, like no doubt. But like, I gotta really like watch what I eat because I know that like like if I eat this really late at night, I'm gonna feel it in the morning. Like for the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, we had ice cream cake at our party. I probably had like 2 or 3 pieces. Next morning, I felt like
Love ice cream cake. Do you guys know about our snack on the road that we have?
no.
So we have like meal at a nice restaurant on Thursday nights, and then at 10 o'clock is what we're all really looking forward to because we come down and there's
I
like
think I have heard
there's
about
like
this.
grilled cheese, there's quesadillas, and then there's an ice cream bar, and it's got like a ton of toppings, and yeah, guys go nuts for the ice cream bar. And this is actually designed by our nutritionist. They said that for some reason ice cream and like a bunch of dairy before you go to sleep like helps you fall asleep for some reason. Glycemic index, they call it.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know the details, but I like ice cream, so I'm fine with it.
I love that they call it snack time. I think that's hilarious.
What's your bowl like? What are you putting in your ice cream bowl?
So I put caramel and fudge. It's usually vanilla ice cream, and then like I'll do like whatever M&Ms or Oreos, something like that.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, pretty simple. Whipped cream too. Why not?
Okay, so Ebe put together little scenario questions.
Oh,
So
boy.
Go ahead, Ebe.
You're stuck on a remote island. You can only have one person accompany with you, but this person is in your program, whether it be your athletic trainers, your coaches,
Wow.
players, but it has to be someone in the Penn State men's hockey program. Who are you bringing along with you?
Wow. So I have to think about this a couple different ways. I feel like like who would like try and kill me for one. I can't do that. I guess like who would not make me want to go crazy spending a lot of time with them. Like, you know, there's certain people like you need a break here or there.
Matter of fact, let me put it this way: who would you not, under any circumstance, want with you, and who would you want?
Oh God.
With you?
I love Kenny, but I feel
I
like
knew that. I knew that's what you were gonna say. I was waiting for that. It's okay. We love Kenny.
I love Kenny. I probably spend the most time with Kenny, but like being with him 24/7, I don't know.
I knew that.
That'd be
coming.
a lot. Yeah.
Aw.
Who would I take? That's tough. Honestly, I might take Ben Kogut, our equipment manager.
Yeah.
He's the man for one. Really resourceful. For some reason, like this guy just knows everything. And like I said, resourceful. And I call him a wizard. Like he just, I don't know. He just does it all. Like he'll know what we need before we even ask him. Like, and he's just a really easygoing, good guy. So I'd say him. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good answer. If you were able to play any other sport, what would you choose?
Soccer. I grew up playing soccer. I had to choose between soccer and hockey growing up. I played both in high school. And yeah, I'm a big soccer fan. I watched as many games as I could of the World Cup. Like I said, my great-grandfather played in Sweden.
Right.
And, my dad grew up playing. Yeah, that's. I played tennis too. I like tennis a lot. But
I played tennis.
Yeah,
I did badminton. That counts.
it's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Badminton's a lot of fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah. You ever played like squash or racquetball?
Not squash or racquetball.
Oh man, you got to try it.
It's
It's
like
a
the
lot
same
of
thing,
fun.
right?
Yeah, it's very similar.
Sort of like wall ball, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's fast. You got to think like quick. It works on your critical thinking and everything. It's cool.
Did you play singles or doubles?
Both. But I'd say mostly singles. I don't know. There's something about like playing a sport just when it's yourself. Like it feels like it's you against you,
Yeah, I was
which is
gonna
so
say,
different than hockey, where
Yeah.
it's like
It's
I don't know.
lonely. I played all the time, like 7 days a week
Yeah.
until I wanted to play in college, and like last minute, I didn't because I wanted to go to a big school, and I would have had to go to a smaller school.
Can you play on like a club team or intramural or something?
Yeah,
here?
but once I stopped, I like didn't want to play again.
Oh,
It's
that's
I feel like it takes a toll on you. Like it's really lonely, and like you said, it's literally you against you. Like
Yeah.
it's tough.
So did you play organized tennis? Like, would you go out and do tournaments and?
Yeah, so I
everything?
played at my boarding school actually in Connecticut. We had to play 3 sports. I played soccer, hockey, tennis.
Yeah.
I started tennis when I got there. I was like, I don't know what to do for a third sport. And I forget who told me, but they were like, why don't you just go try tennis? I didn't even have a racket. I just showed up on the third team. So it was varsity JV thirds. And I showed up without a racket. And I was like, Coach, can I use your racket? And he's like, yeah. But after I asked that, he's like, by the way, we might have to make cuts from the thirds team.
Aw.
And I ended up like moving all the way up to varsity within a year and a half.
Let's go.
Oh.
But it was just a blast. I don't know. There's something about like the mental game of it, and I really frustrated the other guys because I was like so not skilled, but I just got to every ball, and it really frustrated the other team.
Yeah. My dad would get so mad at me. I remember like after like a 14 and under tournament, we got home and like I just mentally was like so weak about it. Like if once I was
yeah.
losing, it was over. Like I would get pissed at and then I just would want to get off the court. And I remember we got home from one tournament and he literally took my tennis bag, opened the back door, and like chucked it out the door.
No.
And
Wow.
I didn't even care. I was like, I'm done. I don't even want to play anymore.
Was that the last time you played?
No, I played after that. My dad just like he's broken tennis rackets, golf clubs. He's like his temper's very, very short.
Did you ever smash a tennis racket?
Yes, but I can't like break it.
Wow.
I can't see you smashing his tennis.
No, I
racket.
can't either.
That's what everyone says, but it's so frustrating.
Like
That's
during a
why I
match?
don't play anymore. Yeah.
Oh,
Hitting
That'd be
Serena
funny to watch.
Williams.
yeah.
And I remember one time I would always just like hit my shoe, and then one time I missed and I like hit my shin really hard with like the edge of the racket, and I was like, I guess that's what I deserve.
You remember that trend a long time ago where it was like you can choose either $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z?
Oh, yeah. I do remember this.
What would you choose?
So I watched another thing on this, and it was like basically you could get more money out of the dinner with Jay-Z just by like getting his network and his connections and like interviewing him about different things. And business decisions that he's made. So I guess I'd have to choose that just for the opportunities that could develop, I guess.
What are you choosing, Kendall?
I've never heard about this.
You've never heard of it? It was like big on Twitter for a while.
I guess take the money because like what if he didn't like you and then you got nothing out of it?
That's what I kind of thought too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Any favorite movies or TV shows?
Yeah. So I just finished Peaky Blinders and Yellowstone. Yellowstone might be my favorite show ever. I also like.
That.
Oh, it's so good.
I keep hearing about it like everywhere. My roommate, friends.
Yeah.
The graphics in it are absurd. It's the best graphics I've ever seen. It's like actually Montana and the Yellowstone. It's gorgeous. And they have like wolves in it, like bears and stuff. It's crazy.
I've seen like an episode of Peaky Blinders. It actually looks really like interesting. Like the time period, is it like Victorian time period?
Yeah, it's when is it? It's early 1900s. But they go through like, they have all these battles with like different problems that were developing during the time, like the Nazis and different things like that. And it's just really cool to kind of take through that historic time period and different
have
events
like
that
a
happen.
realistic feel.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like a gang in England. I don't know. It's cool.
Do you have a favorite athlete?
Yeah, so mine's Nicholas Backstrom. He plays for the Caps. He's a centerman from Sweden, and I like to think I play a similar style to him. So he's like a guy that I've always watched. He's number 19, so I was number 19 as much as I could. Yeah, he's a centerman. He's a playmaker. He's a really good person off the ice. And actually, I was at a camp in Sweden, and so I like practice at the same rink as the Caps growing up. I played for the Little Caps.
Oh my God.
So I was, right next to Backstrom, whatever, on the next ice sheet. And we went to camp in Sweden. I was 12, and they were like, all of a sudden they're like, oh, and we have a special guest. And I was like, no way. And Nicholas Backstrom comes out, and I'm like, and I went up to him and I was like, hey, I'm from, like, I play for the Little Caps, and this is, 6-hour flight away. And he's like, no way, like, I'll see you around the rink. And I'll never forget that moment. Like, that was my idol.
That's so cool.
You guys bond after that back home?
Not really. I've practiced with the Caps a little bit, but unfortunately, he's never back in time. So just the other guys, but yeah, I still watch him. I still try and watch every Caps game I can.
That's awesome, though. Wait, kind of going back to the tennis thing. Do you know who Nick Kyrgios is?
Yeah.
I was just watching. There's this new thing on Netflix called.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you watch?
Yeah.
Do you know who it is, Eve?
I don't.
He's a tennis player, and he's like so talented. But like they were talking about how he won't play for months, and then he just like shows up at a tournament and plays. But like he's very short-tempered. You'd have to look him up. It's so funny.
Is it that video of the guy just like smashing the tennis racket like on the floor?
Probably him, that or John McEnroe is like that
Yeah.
too. But yeah, that show was good. He makes me laugh. He's crazy.
Yeah, if you just like watch one of his matches, he'll just lose it at the ref or like a fan in the stands or something.
Wait, so you still currently like keep up with tennis then, right?
A little bit, yeah. I like to watch a little bit. We actually play a little bit on off days. Me, Christian Berger, Sarlo, and Lampa like to get together and play doubles or singles or whatever. It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I still like watching. The only thing is I feel like I used to keep up with the girls so much, and then everyone I like grew up watching is done already.
Yeah.
And like I don't even know any girl players right now, honestly. But a few of the guys are still there.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a new wave of women for sure.
Yeah.
See, I try to give it a try, but I tried it on Wii, and it's actually really harder than it seems.
Yeah, on Wii.
I know it's so harder than it seems. And then like I've done it in person too. Like in high school, we would have like days we'd go outside and play tennis. But it's like when you hit the ball with the rack, it's how you're supposed to kind of get it to bounce on the other side of the net. I kind of would send it like, it would go flying, and then I see what you mean. Like it's kind of frustrating. You don't even want to play.
It's horrible. And I also feel like if you don't like learn properly, it's like really hard. You can't really just go play.
That's why I was a fan of badminton. Like the birdies, the way they move, how they kind of glide in the air, it gives you kind of time to get it over and everything.
But you're talking about the frustrating thing. Like I think the best part of it's making the other guy frustrated. Like that's what I got my joy from.
See, I wasn't doing all that.
Well, maybe you can go play this spring, Ebe. Do a few lessons. I think they have clinics. for beginners.
For real. I actually
Yeah.
want to learn how to swim first, though. I don't know how to swim.
That's crazy.
I don't. I actually had a little accident in Tampa last year during the Outback Bowl. My roommate's father, shout out Carl DeLuca, had to save me like from the water because there was this really shallow part and all my teammates were out there. And it was like, yeah, just come. It's okay. You can walk. And then I had like a beach volleyball and I'm kind of just like paddling there. A wave hits, panic.
Oh,
no.
my God.
I start panicking. And then like they kind of see me just like punching my air and stuff like that. Two of my teammates and Carl DeLuca, Dom's father, literally come and kind of like pick me up sideways. And they're literally just like walking me back to shore.
Wow.
I wish what I'm picturing right now is like so terrible.
Yeah.
But would I do it again though? I would, because it's a cool experience. That was the first time like I've ever been in water like neck deep in.
So why don't you like
Really?
do
Yeah.
some swim lessons or something like that?
Something. At the YMCA, I was actually talking about it with my roommate. We're gonna take lessons like this spring actually when we get some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You really should do that.
It's not easy. Like I gotta learn how to float first. I can't
like-
float.
70% of the world was water, man. You gotta.
Yeah, God forbid. You really should learn how to.
I grew up in a concrete jungle. There was no water to be
True.
honest. Yeah. I kind of wanted to go back and like talk about that hockey question I kind of earlier. I think it was this year. It was this season actually when you guys played Mercyhurst, and you scored in 7 seconds. Like, what's that like? That doesn't normally happen. Like that had to totally like psych you out.
Yeah, that was crazy. Well, so I've tried to run that play like a lot, like probably 15 times in my college career. It's basically just D to D, and then the center kind of cuts around the other center and goes through the middle, and it only works if like your centerman doesn't stay with you and the D doesn't stay in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of like everything like kind of came together, and Dylan Gratton, freshman defenseman, made a sick like saucer pass, landed right on my tape, right as I'm crossing the blue line.
The lead pass, right?
Yeah, so I was on sides by like a little bit, like I caught the pass on the blue line. So I mean, that was sick. And then I basically just buried my head and just shot it. And yeah, it was pretty sick. I was not expecting that. Like I thought maybe I'd get like a chance to bring the puck in. I didn't think I'd get a breakaway, and I definitely didn't think I'd score. So.
But it was definitely something you guys repped out like a million times previously, right?
Oh yeah, I've tried to do it tons of times, and definitely hasn't worked very well. So kind of just one-time thing came through. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's definitely cool to have a little record, I guess.
It was?
Yeah, it was the fastest goal in school history, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
That's tough.
Yeah.
You get like a plaque or like award or certificate.
No, somebody will probably break it soon, I'm sure. We'll see.
7 seconds?
I don't know. It could be like sometimes there's like a fluke like shot from the D, like trying to dump the puck in and it goes in. Like that's happened before, stuff like that.
How are you feeling about this weekend?
I'm pretty pumped. I have my parents coming, my sister and her friend as well. So I'll have a lot of family and friends there. And Minnesota in our building, like anything can happen. I think it's a great test. I think Minnesota is one of the best teams I've ever played against in college. And anytime you get a chance to do that, like it's easy to get up for. It's easy to play your best for. And I think like the underdog mentality like kind of fits us as a team, and I think it could be a lot of fun.
Do you like having a bye week like you did, or does it kind of stress you out?
I don't like it. No, it's too much free time, and it's just weird not like having your weekends taken up with hockey. Like I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Was it like that in juniors? Did you guys get bye weeks or?
I don't think we did. Because we had to play like 60 games. So
That's what Christian was saying.
now I think about it, like I don't remember ever having a bye week in juniors.
How much is that compared to what you're doing right now in college?
So we play 34 regular season, and then the potential of 6 to 10 playoff games.
No, so it's doubled in juniors. You're playing a lot
Yeah.
more games when you're younger.
And then pro is 70, 80, so it goes up another level.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so weird how football, you guys like have a few, and then that's how the other sports are.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
just play so often. Like basketball, they can play maybe like twice in like 1 week type deal.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like there's always a basketball.
Basketball is
game.
pretty similar to hockey, I think, in terms of number of games. Like I know NBA and NHL are the same, 82.
Yeah.
82. That's a lot
Yeah.
of games. I let Eve do all the questions this time, and I'm like just going down the list, and then the next one I'm like, oh God, like where's this going?
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Have you watched Avatar:
Yeah, I
The Last
can't ask
Airbender?
that question.
No, is that the new one?
No, it's the Earth,
Oh.
Fire.
Oh,
Air,
the guy with the
the blue arrow.
Yeah.
You've watched it, right?
yeah,
Maybe.
but like it's been a long
It's been
time,
a long
man.
time. I just recently started watching it on Netflix, and this question actually came to mind because of that. But it was like, if you can choose like any tribe, you got Earth, you got Fire, Air, and Water. Like, what would you choose? It's just like a cheesy question.
So air, like you can fly, right?
I think so.
And then water, like you can move water
You
and
can
probably
control
swim.
blood and everything because it's a liquid.
Oh, okay. So I can swim, but like water kind of freaks me out. Like I don't like the ocean
Yeah.
in terms of the depths, and I don't like not being able to see it. So honestly, I might pick that because if I have water,
Control it.
then I wouldn't be afraid of it, I guess.
I get freaked out by the water too.
Just like what I can't see, I don't know.
I know.
Imagine how I feel. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of shark attacks going on right now too.
Really?
Like the numbers are elevated. Yeah.
Hmm.
I was actually during recruitment for my sorority, I was talking to this girl. I won't out her, but she's from California, and like the second time I talked to her, she told me that she got attacked by a shark surfing, and she was by herself and like has a scar on her ankle, like fully got bit. And she still surfs all the time. And I was like, I would never put my
Never.
toe in the water again. I would die. If I saw
a shark.
a fin, I would die. I can't
Yeah.
even imagine that.
I actually saw a shark when I was in the water in Florida, like 10 feet from me.
Oh
And
my
it really
God.
freaked me out. Yeah, I didn't go in the water again
How
that
big
whole
was
trip.
it?
It was big. Like not like a great white or anything that big, but like its back rolled up and it was not a dolphin. Like it was muscular and everything.
That's
and,
horrible.
I
Yeah,
actually want to try shark meat. I always thought it was really good.
I've tried it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
How is it?
Yeah,
would you
nothing to like
compare it
write
to?
home about, but everyone says chicken. I don't know.
They say the same about alligator. That's something I also want to try. Gator.
Yeah, really salty.
Really salty.
I'll pass
You
on
wanna try
both of
Gator?
those. No, thank you. Besides IKEA, what is your favorite restaurant?
IKEA is not my favorite restaurant, but it's definitely a treat. Wait, my favorite restaurant here, you said, or in
Yeah.
general?
Either, whatever.
It's a good question.
You start with here.
I like Tadashi a lot. I think I find it really impressive. We've been to Allen Street Grill, our regular Chipotle, obviously. I don't know. I guess Tadashi. I haven't tried enough yet to really say.
Yeah, I haven't either. I feel like I don't eat out that much here.
You're
Yeah.
a bowl or burrito person.
So I get a bowl, but then I get tortilla on the side. So I guess both.
This Chipotle here grosses me. Do you like El Jefe's?
Oh, yeah. I do like Hefe's a lot.
I like El Jefe, so I just feel like their chicken is kind of dry. I feel like Chipotle has better chicken.
Which
Close.
one?
Chipotle, they have better chicken.
No, I mean which Chipotle
Yeah.
though, because the Chipotle downtown is like
Yeah,
not
it's
it.
true.
The Chipotle downtown, the one off campus, is kind of far off. It's kind of far.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I actually love is Roots.
Yeah,
Roots is so
I
good.
haven't had that in forever.
And it's fresh and just like massive bowls. Like it's exactly what I need.
What's
Yeah.
your Roots bowl?
I'll either get the chicken cob or the Balboa or the Hefe. Those are my three. I rotate.
You
I
can
like to switch it up.
I like make my own. I'm really picky. It's
I
like
do
the
the
most
same.
boring bowl ever. It's like rice, chicken, avocado, and cheese, and then dressing. That's it.
Oh, that's simple.
Yeah.
You
You
gotta
gotta get
try.
the-
You gotta try the ones that are made to be good. You know what I mean?
Nah, see, my word is you got spinach, the Roots rice, chicken, sweet potato, chickpeas, cucumbers, and the pita chips.
That's healthy.
That's big.
That is healthy.
Good for
It's
you.
a lot of food though. Like I feel like a lot of people go there thinking it's really healthy, but then when you eat that much food, like it's a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
No,
bowls are
it's-
big.
It's no problem.
Not for you guys. Is the food you guys get good though?
Yeah, like our
Like at
team
the rink,
meals.
yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. We're definitely so spoiled, like getting meals every night and stuff. And if we don't, we'll get like some mucho, and we can go out to a restaurant and get whatever. So that's pretty cool. And then on the road, we get really spoiled with like a really nice meal on Thursday nights.
Yeah. Do you like traveling or do you get out of sorts at all?
Here, traveling is so nice. with the planes and
Yeah.
the meals and everything. I don't think it's like that everywhere, and it's definitely not going to be like that in pro. So,
Really?
yeah, unless you're in the NHL, but
Oh.
yeah, we're definitely spoiled here with everything.
Yeah.
What about juniors? How was it like in juniors? You guys spoiled at all?
Yeah, my team in Texas wasn't bad. We our road trips are really long, and they're all bus, like 6 to 10 hours, pretty normal. And then meals were, like Olive Garden type thing. I would say mostly. I also played in Toronto, and there we didn't get meal, and everyone drove to the rink because it was so close. Most of the kids in Toronto that played for that team were locals, so they didn't even live with like a host family. They just lived at home.
They just would go back home at the end of the day.
Yeah, so it was a little bit different.
Do you have any last pieces of advice for any younger players looking to play in college?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know too much about this, but a couple of us are working with the Hockey Path. It's like we do like youth hockey video instruction where we like watch a player's shifts and like give them feedback, and it's pretty cool for them to hear from us because we're with college coaches and we've had juniors coaches and everything, which is where they want to be, and we can kind of relay some of that information to them. So it's pretty cool to kind of give back and make some money in that way. But I think like in terms of advice, for me, it would just be like do it because you love it. Like I think if you play hockey because you love it, like you'll want to get better. You'll want to work on certain things that will make you better. Like I think for younger players, like it's about learning from the pros, like copying moves they do in games, like watching YouTube clips and NHL games to pick up little things they do and then actually practicing it. And then like some advice my dad gave me. What?
Jacob Jarris just looked in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Some advice my dad gave me that stuck with me for my whole career is like work harder than the guy next to you, or you're not going to get the next level because they are. So it's about competing every day and loving to compete.
It's good. Very wise. You're very mature. He's very well spoken.
He knows what he's talking about.
Pretty old. I'm glad we didn't put that part in.
Okay, well, Tor, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it, and congrats on having such a great season so far, and we wish you the best of luck.
I'm your co-host, Ibrahim.
I'm Kendall Skalicki.
And I'm Ture Linden. This is Gloves Off.
Oh, he knew what to do.
Let's go.